You're tuned into Visions, a business and community affairs program designed to encourage and promote entrepreneurship in Central Alabama.
Thanks for tuning in to a special edition of Vision. Cedric Varner, excited about our guest today, the Honorable Mayor Todd Strange, in the studio with us today. And as we go into this segment, we'd like to recognize our sponsor, Ambassador Personnel, delivering staffing and HR results. Mr. Mayor, thanks for being here today with us
Cedric.
on the Vision Show.
Just met the owner or the franchisee here, and
yes,
excited about them looking for some downtown locations.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Really good.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on that good sponsor.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And they wanted to come and be a part of our studio audience since you were here today. Much to talk about, a little bit of time. You're doing a lot of work downtown with your economic development, and just wanted to just let you share with us. I saw that you got even a building right in front of One Court Square, the Winter Building you're working on.
Well, the truth of the matter is that's private development, and that's really good because what we've done along Dexter Avenue is really to try to bridge the gap, prime the pump. John Bowman has actually owned that piece of Dexter Avenue, and he does have a purchase contract with a couple of individuals that are looking to make a boutique hotel. I think with Questplex coming there and with other work that's going to happen along Dexter Avenue, there will be a need for that. This is one that really is privately developed and is private financing generated. So that's a good thing that they are joining with others that have expressed an interest in downtown. I hope it works. It's a needed product for that particular area.
Now, you mentioned Questplex. I saw your renderings even in the newspaper about your vision for that in the future.
Well, that's really been a long-term project. It's one that's not going as rapidly as we'd like. We're trying to marry private entities that would lease space in there, which would be a revenue stream to fund this, plus the Children's Museum of Alabama and the Library of the Future, trying to put all those entities together. I think we're there. The architect is doing drawings now. We'll go out to bid in the August time frame. Later August, we'll see what the actual cost is going to be. We expect it to be in the $20 to $22 million range. We know we've got state new market tax credit. We're very hopeful for federal new market tax credits, and then we'll marry that with a $5 million private fundraising effort, and then the lease support that would be able to finance any indebtedness that an authority has. So we're excited about that. It is going to be a great addition to downtown Montgomery. It's going to be kind of a place where not only Montgomeryans, but all of Alabamians and all of the travelers will be able to come. It'll be a destination location. So we're excited about that, and hopefully within the next 18 months, it will in fact be open.
Now, did I hear something about the Montgomery Library and the Questplex location?
The library would move from the current downtown location at the Hampton where it is, and that would in fact come over on a downsized basis, but would be more of a technological library, what we call the Library of the Future. We won't have as many volumes, but it will be windows to the world, if you will, windows to all of the internet, and so people will be able to use the library in the traditional sense, but also be able to use it in a futuristic sense. And there is even a conversation, and it's gaining some momentum, that we would relocate from Oak Park, the planetarium. That'll put another $1 million or $2 million to the project, and we just want to evaluate where all of that goes. There'll be a lot of synergies. Troy has been running the planetarium for many, many, many years. It's about 40-year-old technology, so we already have committed the money to buy the new technology. It's just a matter of where you locate it, because the existing structure at Oak Park has got some issues. It's over a river or over a ditch, and some of the structure is sinking. So we've got to deal with that, and really the decision to move it or not move it will be driven about what it costs to repair.
I understand. Well, as we're talking about downtown, I think you've got the DoubleTree Hotel. I think it is open.
It is. I know from their perspective, again, it's one of those private endeavors. They really wish they had been open 3 or 4 months ago. They missed out on a lot of the League of Municipalities, a lot of the youth sports that we had here, not only volleyball but soccer and all the football, and they're going to miss out on some of the conventions that they could book. But over time, it's a good product. They're going to do quite well. They've done a really good job of decoring it interior. The rooms are very nice, and people are staying there now, and I've heard good experiences.
And so I was, also seeing the reports about your hotel bookings, that you really need as much hotel space as you can.
We do. That particular one brings us a little bit further up the chain. Our downtown occupancy in the hotels is approaching 70%. In many months they are, in fact, over 70%, and in some days they're at 100%. And so in order for us to get the next level of conventions, we do need another couple of hundred rooms. And so that with the DoubleTree opening, and we've got that space where the up there around Crampton Bowl, that in the next couple of weeks, I think that demolition will take place, and then we'll put an RFP out for a hotel. We've had several expressions of interest to be able to come and do something in a more family oriented, because it's going to really benefit not only from the state business but also from the travel business for the multiplex and Crampton Bowl.
Okay. I saw, just also, since we're downtown, as we get ready to move out of the downtown area, you got a 44 building renovation.
Yeah, again, a private group doing that. I mean, that's really the beauty of this. We have been priming the pump for a couple of years. We bought all that property with some grants that came from the state, from oil and gas money, to be able to make those available. And so now we're seeing a lot of the private sector come in and put their money into doing this. New bank, new retail, I'm not sorry, not retail, but commercial, and then some residential in there. So all of that really does help bring back the downtown. And let me just make a point about this.
Sure.
You've got to have a great downtown to be a great city. And so when we're doing things downtown and we're having events downtown, the entire city is benefiting, because unfortunately downtown doesn't have a lot of shopping. So they got to go to Eastdale. They got to go to East Chase to be able to do that shopping. They got to go to Cloverdale. They got to go to Mulberry, that area. So not all the restaurants are downtown. As a general statement, if there's going to be a big event downtown, I try not to go downtown to eat, because I know it's going to be packed, so I'll go to the other restaurants. And I hear over and over again that if something big's happening in Montgomery, or we got a lot of little things going on in Montgomery, all of Montgomery is benefiting from that.
Excellent. Well, as we transition, and it's summertime now, I saw that you've got a youth jobs and youth activities. We want to keep our youth gainfully employed and focused. What do you have as far as the youth activities and jobs?
Well, the summertime program through Parks and Rec really is quite full. I mean, in all of the community centers and some other areas, we'll have some feeding programs. We've also got an equestrian program. There'll be swimming, arts and crafts, sports, and then going to libraries, going to museums, going other places with field trips. On the employment side, I've been a bit disappointed. I know Judge Price did a really good job of bringing 25 companies a couple of weeks ago. There were 300 or 400 individuals, not all of which were youth. They were looking for jobs, particularly summertime jobs. We put out the call to over 100 companies to hire youth in the summertime. It'll only be for 60 days, but McDonald's has really answered that particular call. And it's not just for the 60 days. If they find a job and they like it and they're doing good, then that doesn't necessarily mean that when they go back to school they have to quit that job, because there's a lot of conversation on the flexibility bill. The school board would be able to do some flex times at Carver and some other schools that allow people to go to school and also to work. So what we've asked businesses is to step forward. We as a city hiring probably 75 or 80 young people in the summertime for maintenance, for parks and recs, just for cleaning up things. So I'm sure that other businesses around might need that extra help. But business, frankly, is being very cautious right now. We are in the front end of a recovery. Housing is becoming back. Jobs are coming back. We've got 3,200 more people employed today than we did 12 months ago. Our unemployment's about 6.3, but that still means there's about 6,000 people out there that don't have jobs. And so those are the kind of people that we want to bring jobs. you were probably going to ask me about DOS.
Yeah.
You know, they've already got about 75 to 100 individuals today, but they're going to go up to 400 and double the plant size that they were expecting to do just 2 years ago. We visited with them a couple of years ago in Korea. They got a wonderful operation in Korea. They supply Hyundai. Now they're going to supply Kia. The county's industrial park is a perfect location for them, located between Hyundai and Kia, and certainly we're part of that. We will support the county because everything we do in economic development, most things we do between the city and the county is really on a 60-40 basis. So, but it's their particular property, and it's well suited for a company like DOS to be out there.
And when we talk about jobs and the sequester, how do we support the layoffs at Maxwell?
The sequestration, you know, we've been talking for a long, long time about the potential impact. We've been warning about that. We've been working very hard with Maxwell and Gunner for their civilian workforce, and I'm very pleased to know that it's not the original 6,000 and it's not 22 furlough days. It's about 1,900. It is up to 11, and we have great hope that maybe it won't be all of the 11. But those 1,900 that are impacted, it is going to be impactful to them, and it will have an impact on the overall economy. But my hope and prayer is that we're in such a forward momentum in the economy that we can absorb that, and it'll only have a couple of $300,000 impact, as opposed previously it could have had a couple of $1 million impact.
And we've got about a minute left, but we did want to ask you about your local violence initiative with your local pastors called Good Shepherd.
Right. You know, this murder rate that we've got going is really perplexing, and it's just abnormal. We will average 30, 31 over time, and now we're already at 26. And we've been reaching out across the board to our churches, to our other social organizations. The police department has come with this Good Shepherd, and what we're really trying to do is to say to the churches, own this particular neighborhood. You know, these thugs are not in the churches, but those churches know in the neighborhood what's going on and what's about to go on and where the drugs are and where the guns are. So what we're asking is, in a confidential fashion, secret witness, Crime Stoppers, those kinds of things, to come forward so that we can get on the front end of this, and if we can do preemptive strikes so that we don't always have to be reactive about this.
Understand. We appreciate the Capital of Dreams campaign. It's just been really great.
Well, you know, what we're trying to convince people is that this is a place to dream. I mean, Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks had great dreams. You know, the Confederacy had great dreams. Hyundai had great dreams when they located here in Montgomery. And so we want to celebrate that. We want to celebrate our history, but we also want to look forward and do the things that we need to be a great city.
Mayor, thanks for coming to be with us.
Thanks,
excited. Thanks. Always enjoy it. That's going to do it for us on this segment of Visions. Please stay tuned.